Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Straight Fire Picks. Best bets for NBA on Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. My name is Steve, and we're going to have 4 picks here for you that I think are great value bets for the Wednesday NBA slate. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support in the channel. If you are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to hit 750 subscribers here by the end of the week. Without further ado, guys, I am so pumped for this. This is where it all began for me with these videos. We kicked off our series back in May with all NBA stuff. Had a nice run there in the finals, and that's where the channel started to grow. So that's where it all started for me. A lot's happened since then, so I'm just pumped to get back into this. I'm so excited for the NBA season. I can't even begin to tell you. So we're going to get right into these picks. We're going to have some player props. We're going to have some spreads. During the season, we're going to have over-unders. We're going to have potentially same-game parlays as well. But for this episode, we're going to have 2 spreads and 2 player props for you. So without further ado, let's get right into our picks. At number 1, we are going with Kemba Walker over 24.5 PRAs here for the New York Knicks versus the Boston Celtics at minus 108 odds. Guys, a lot of motivation here for Kemba Walker coming in, right? Playing his first game at Madison Square Garden for his hometown team. He's going to be pumped up. And to make it even better, he's playing against his old team. It doesn't get any better than this for Kemba Walker. This is going to be his spotlight game. And I'm expecting big things from him. We've seen him perform on the big stage. Obviously, I go back to his days at UConn when he led his team to the national title. The man's big time when he needs to be. So I'm expecting a lot from him here in game 1 for sure. I think he has a lot to offer the Knicks. I think he could really help take the Knicks to the next level this year. So he's going to be a huge piece. And he's still uber talented, right? I used the word uber. He's still uber talented. And he can still put up big numbers. At times last year he was injured, so it's kind of hard to get a great gauge of where he was at last year. But in his last 11 regular season games, he was 10-1 on this line. So that's eclipsing over 90% cashing this line during the regular season on the last 11. So I do like that. And like I said, I think he's extremely capable still. He's not that old. He's 31. He's starting to get up there a little bit, but he's still very capable, and he's going to be ready for this, right? So take it there for your number 1 pick. Kemba Walker over 24.5 PRAs for the New York Knicks at minus 108 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we're going with the Chicago Bulls minus 5 spread here versus the Detroit Pistons at minus 110 odds. Guys, the talent disparity in this game is very large. The Chicago Bulls, Lonzo Ball, Vucevic, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, all big-time players. And you're talking about on the Pistons, they got one that I consider a big-time player, and that's Jeremy Grant, who's available for this game. Cade Cunningham, the number 1 overall pick there for the Pistons. He'll be out this game with an injury. So the pressure is going to be on Jeremy Grant to carry this Pistons team, and I just don't think he's going to be capable of keeping up with all this that the Bulls have to offer. We've already seen the Bulls play together in the preseason. Granted, it's the preseason, but they had an average margin of victory of 21 points, over 21 points in the preseason. And I take something from that, right? They're playing against a bad team here. There's no reason why they don't blow the doors off, honestly, here against Detroit, even though it is on the road. Like I said, they won a couple of those games by 36 points. And again, it is the preseason. I understand that. I'm not saying you should take a lot from the preseason, but just from what we saw at a glimpse of this talent playing together, it looked very good, right? The Bulls look very cohesive. They look very good in the preseason. So that's what we're looking for. Can this talent gel together? And they did, like I said, in the preseason so far. And coming in here against a bad team, I think you could trust this spread here for the Bulls. The Pistons, obviously, like I said, are still rebuilding. Cunningham and Grant, really, they're only 2 players, and they don't even have Cunningham. And, that depth there on the Bulls, even with their bench with Kobe White and Caruso. So, I love it there for our number 2 pick, guys. Bulls minus 5 spread versus the Detroit Pistons at minus 110 odds. Okay, and at number 3, we're going with Chris Paul over 17.5 points here for the Phoenix Suns versus the Denver Nuggets at plus 100 odds. So I think Paul is just going to be super motivated here, right? coming out to start this season after that tough finals loss to the Bucks. He's going to be ready to pick up where he left off at the end of that postseason. He was playing very well in the postseason, in the playoffs there for the Suns, and just couldn't quite get it done. Right, just came up a little bit short. And if he was ready to hang it up, he would have retired. I think he's ready to get after it this year. They're returning a lot of their, pretty much all their players. You got Ayton back, you got Booker back, Cameron Payne, the whole nine. So they're going to be ready. The Suns are going to be ready. I think the Suns are going to have a big night here in Game 1 at home. Chris Paul is 11-3 in his last 14 games to this line. Those were all playoff games. I think he's going to carry that momentum over into this season. I really do. I think he's going to be motivated to start the season, particularly here in Game 1 in a playoff atmosphere type game. The Nuggets are obviously a very good team as well. They're not a scrub team. But like I said, I think he gets it done. For the year, last year, Chris Paul was 5-2 against this line versus the Nuggets as well. So I like that, obviously. He still shows that he can score, from the point guard position very well. He showed it at the end of the playoffs, was very dominant at times. He still has it. Chris Paul still has it, ladies and gentlemen. And I think he's ready to start that trend right back toward the finals this year. Does he get there? I don't know. It's going to be hard. He's going to be dealing with a healthy Lakers team, and right now probably a Warriors team with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. So getting by those teams will be tough. But I love it there for our number 3 pick, Chris Paul over 17.5 points here for the Phoenix Suns versus the Nuggets at plus 100 odds. Okay, and finally at number 4, we are going with the Phoenix Suns -6 spread here versus the Denver Nuggets at minus 110 odds. So, some of the points that we already touched on. No Jamal Murray here for the Nuggets. I think that's a huge loss. The Suns coming in, especially with Murray now being out, have a superior talent for sure. DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, you name it. They have a lot of great role players as well here on the Suns. They're just a great team overall. And I look for them to get after it here in Game 1 at home. They're going to be ready to hit the floor for their fans after that tough finals loss. The last time their fans saw them, it was a tough loss on their home court there in the finals. That was the last they saw of them. So I think the Suns are going to be ready to get after it here in the opener. There's going to be a lot of motivation, particularly for them. Like I said, the talent disparity in this game, with the Nuggets not having Murray, is going to be pretty great here. The Suns were 4-0 against this spread in the last 4 games against the Nuggets. Those were all in the playoffs. So Suns really made quick work of them in the playoffs. I expect a lot here in Game 1 of the season. I think it'll have that playoff-like atmosphere. The fans are going to be pumped to be back, for this season. To cheer on the Suns, who still are bringing back pretty much the same team. And a lot will be expected from them this year. I think at the beginning of last year, a lot wasn't expected of them, right? They were kind of like that surprise team, like, holy cow, the Suns are really good. But they're not going to take anyone by surprise this year. I think they're just going to have a great season. And I expect the stars to shine. I expect Chris Paul to shine. I expect Devin Booker to shine. Heck, I expect DeAndre Ayton to shine too. I think it's just going to be a big night for the Suns. So take it there for your number 4 pick. Phoenix Suns -6 spread here versus the Nuggets at minus 110 odds. Okay, and that's going to do it for our picks. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 750 subscribers here by the end of the week. So appreciate your help out with that. Guys, I can't tell you how excited I am that the NBA is back. This is where it all began for me, like I said. A few months ago, 4 months ago, when we were doing our picks there during the finals. It was a lot of fun. That's when the channel really started to grow. So I appreciate all your guys' support along the way. The channel's grown a lot since then. We're looking to get off to a strong start this season. I have high expectations. We're gonna kill it here in the NBA season. We're gonna make some money. So let's get after it. Let's do it. All right, guys. Other than that, that's gonna do it for me. You guys have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.